During the post-classic period, civilization flourishes in central Mexico through the Aztecs, a group of peoples who speak Nahuatl. Under a similar culture, they form alliances and confederations to create city-states and empires. The most important of these states resides in what becomes the Aztec capital, Tenochtitlan. Wandering Aztecs seeking a safe haven come across Mesoamerican, or Lake Texcoco. This is a special lake sharing ley lines with the planet's inner sea. It also plays host to an elemental spirit, an avatar of the earth dwelling within the water. Worshipping this discovery as the Lake of the Moon, these Aztecs choose to construct a marvelous city atop the lake. This city, Tenochtitlan, serves as capital of the Aztec Empire, a tribal alliance between three Aztec powers. Inadvertently, the elemental of Mesoamerican merges with Tenochtitlan, becoming the city's spiritual heart. While consisting of 300,000 residents, including its king, priests, nobles, merchants, and slaves, there are no peasants. In that regard, it is a place of prosperity, coveted by outside tribes. To protect their city, the Aztecs fight in the Flower Wars, an intermittent ritual through which they fend off their enemies. Another threat to Aztec life comes through their religious beliefs. It is thought that, every 52 years, the world comes to an end, marked by the sun's disappearance. To escape eternal darkness, the people of Tenochtitlan pray for the rebirth of another 52-year cycle. This renewal is brought about through offering a human heart as a sacrifice. Sworn to the veracity of this process, ritual sacrifice becomes an essential part of Aztec culture, with Tenochtitlan hosting 50 or so sacrifices every day. Much of this is to appease two particular gods, Tlaloc and Huitzilopochtli. Of them, Tlaloc is the Aztec god of rain, as well as fertility and water. He is worshipped as a giver of life and sustenance, while feared as a harbinger of hail, thunder, and lightning. The Aztec people believe in eras of creation and destruction, each heralded with a new sun. Tlaloc becomes lord of the third sun, a literal embodiment of its power and responsibility to the people. Unfortunately, he fails to meet this responsibility due to intense grief. His fellow god, Tezcatlipoca, deceives him and steals away his lover. Lost in woe, he neglects his duty to provide rain, and the world is ailed by a great drought. When the people beg for mercy, Tlaloc instead retaliates in anger, torching the land with a rain of fire. This has the other gods working to construct a new earth, leading to a new sun. Beyond that, Tlaloc reigns supreme over the fourth layer of the Aztec upperworld. This heavenly place, Tlalocan, is a paradise of greenery where people who die from water's natural danger can enjoy their afterlife. Tenochtitlan's other god, Huitzilopochtli, is Mexico's chief god of warfare. Worshipped mainly by the Mexica tribe, Huitzilopochtli is attributed to their victories and losses in battle. Religious reform puts Huitzilopochtli on the same tier as other prominent Aztec gods, becoming another embodiment of the sun that fights against eternal darkness. In that regard, Huitzilopochtli is directly associated with the Aztec 52-day cycle, requiring blood sacrifices to keep battling the dark. It is believed that Huitzilopochtli and Tlaloc are both essential to Tenochtitlan's prosperity. As a god of war, Huitzilopochtli can compel and intimidate Tlaloc into releasing rain at the people's behest. To that end, Tenochtitlan transcends being a mere city. Fueled by blood sacrifice, Huitzilopochtli is akin to the city's skeleton, with Tlaloc serving as its outer shell. The city is alive, in a manner of speaking. It is no surprise then that the Spaniards, led by conquistador Hernán Cortés, discover Tenochtitlan and marvel in its beauty. At the same time, they are horrified by its frequent human sacrifices, which prove to change the course of history. In Aztec myth, the gods Tezcatlipoca and Quetzalcoatl are rivals, fighting over their polarizing beliefs. Tezcatlipoca adores warfare over the lives of any individual human. Rather, it is through dying a noble death that humans can attain glory. Thus, he approves of ritual sacrifice, whereas Quetzalcoatl actively rejects them. Neither one of these gods is superior to the Aztecs, yet the Spaniards are inclined to see Tezcatlipoca as malicious, while seeing Quetzalcoatl as benevolent. Despite this, myth has it that Quetzalcoatl loses the fight, and leaves with the promise of one day returning. Some accounts assert that Tenochtitlan's king, Moctezuma II, mistakenly views Hernán Cortés as the next coming of Quetzalcoatl, foolishly welcoming foreign invaders into the city. In truth, Moctezuma is more practical. Cortés represents progress, and so Moctezuma hopes he can coerce the Spaniards into helping him abolish sacrifices. His trust in a foreign invader stems from an earnest desire to reform his people. Unfortunately, this trust is betrayed. Cortés relies on his foreign interpreter, an enslaved woman named La Malinche. She offers Cortés inside information, allowing him to form a strategy against the Aztec Empire. Many of Tenochtitlan's sacrifices are captives from surrounding tribes. By rallying these hateful tribes and taking advantage of Moctezuma's naivete, Cortés storms Tenochtitlan, bringing an end to the Aztec Empire. For allowing this to happen, Moctezuma's own people stone him to death. The remains of Tenochtitlan are lost to time, with Mexico City taking its place. However, the city's heart remains, clinging to frustration over its downfall. Paired with this is a lingering desire to exist as a city once more. This abstract existence winds up being recorded into the Throne of Heroes, allowing Tenochtitlan the chance to manifest as a heroic spirit. That said, the circumstances behind such a summoning are both rare and unexpected. Competing against proper human history are the Lostbelts, timelines once pruned from existence that now thrive with the aid of fantasy trees. One such Lostbelt is a deviation of Mesoamerican history, where the meteor that killed the dinosaurs instead lands millions of years prior. The microscopic alien bacteria, or divine filaments this meteor brings, bless the dinosaurs, leading to a class of beings known as the Danos. Rather than give rise to the Mayan and Aztec gods, these divine filaments instead operate as a collective known as the Maya. In order to protect the Danos from Ort, another alien invader from beyond the stars, the Maya reform Earth into an underground abyss called Mictlan. This Lostbelt's history is both rich, yet stagnant, and over the course of millions of years, Ort is subdued, and its heart is used as Mictlan's artificial sun. The Lostbelt's stagnation changes drastically when a cryptor from proper human history, David Sem Void, travels to Mictlan and plans to resurrect Ort. Along with his servant, Tezcatlipoca, he devises a method of healing Ort's wounds. Emulating Aztec culture, David will gather the mana-infused hearts of Danos and sacrifice them to Ort. For this, he needs a venue and asks Tezcatlipoca to provide an altar. Rather than construct an original city, Tezcatlipoca instead summons the city Tenochtitlan as a servant. Appearing as a young woman, she represents the Tenochtitlan of proper human history and agrees to build its successor, Mexico City, in the Lostbelt. Her city hosts not one, but two main temples, one in worship to Tlaloc and the other to Huitzilopochtli. To disguise her true identity as an embodied city, she assimilates their respective powers into herself. As a result, she is a pretender-class servant who claims to be Tlaloc and Huitzilopochtli, but is actually an embodiment of the city that worshipped them. Still, as needed, she can alter her saint graph, identifying as the ruler servant Tlaloc or berserker Huitzilopochtli. Given Tenochtitlan's downfall, she resents the culture and political forces that brought her down. She associates the abolition of sacrifice with her demise, and in turn, she resents the god Quetzalcoatl. Inversely, she holds deep respect for Quetzalcoatl's rival Tezcatlipoca. That, along with him being the one who summoned her, make her consider him her brother. Following his lead, she dresses in clothing from the modern era. Amicable as they may be, her motives clash with his, resulting in a growing tension. Tenochtitlan's deepest desire is to play host to another civilization. Like her own from the past, she views war and sacrifice as part of that communal ecosystem. This aligns with Tezcatlipoca's view until their respective endgames are considered. Tezcatlipoca sees no issue with complete destruction. By resurrecting Ort, he aims to annihilate both Mictlan's Lostbelt as well as proper human history. Death on this scale eclipses her dream, but out of respect for him, Tenochtitlan continues to obey. For the time being, anyway, Tezcatlipoca provides her with people to inhabit her city. The Ocelome, a race of primitive apes, are recruited to hunt the Danos and inherit more intelligence. To lead the Ocelome, Tezcatlipoca constructs Iskali, a human vessel made from maize. Within, he places the soul of Moctezuma II, hoping that the late king's hatred for proper human history will motivate Ort's awakening. Tenochtitlan has mixed feelings about this. She blames him for her downfall in life, but also relates to his frustration, acknowledging he never wanted his kingdom to die. Much like her desire to become a city once more, he wishes for another chance to lead his people to prosperity. The two naively obey Tezcatlipoca in that endeavor. The greatest threat to Daebit and Tezcatlipoca's plan happens to be Chaldea. Thus, when the organization's airship crashes down near Mexico City, Iskali and Tenochtitlan launch an assault on Chaldea's crew. Standing in their way is Nitocris, an Egyptian pharaoh from proper human history who proclaims herself a god. Ironically, Tenochtitlan mocks this confidence and proceeds to best Nitocris in battle using Tlaloc as an alias. When Tezcatlipoca arrives and goes to extract Nitocris' heart, Tenochtitlan implores him not to blend their respective mythologies. While her advice is solid, Tezcatlipoca takes this as insubordination and shoots her between the eyes. As a servant, this won't kill her, but the act alone is shocking. As she lay unconscious, Tezcatlipoca takes members of Chaldea captive, planning to sacrifice them at Mexico City. When Chaldea's master arrives with reinforcements, Iskali and his men are obliterated. In the aftermath, Tenochtitlan comes to, gathers the pieces of his charred body, and brings him back to life. Hoping to rescue their allies, the Chaldeans intercept Mexico City's ritual. Tenochtitlan faces them in the form of Tlaloc, hoping her torrential rains can wash the invaders from her temple. When they endure, she then channels Huitzilopochtli, benefiting from Tezcatlipoca also being a god of war, to shroud herself in a dark fog. Because of it, the Chaldeans can barely touch her and are about to be defeated when, out of nowhere, she is attacked by Mictlan's own goddess, Kukulkan. This goddess is the Mayan predecessor to Quetzalcoatl, incurring Tenochtitlan's wrath. However, she can do nothing in the face of Kukulkan's Mayan punch, which sends her crashing into the temple wall. Barely conscious, she gets a glimpse of Tezcatlipoca's desired future. She sees her city, along with the Ocelome, devastated by Ort's wrath. Even though it's only a vision of what could come, her loyalty to Tezcatlipoca comes into question. Regardless, Tenochtitlan aims to settle the score with Kukulkan. As Tlaloc, she attacks Chaldea's ship once more, entering into a physical and verbal feud with Nitocris. She asserts her desire to bleed for her people, prompting Nitocris to question her. Gods do not, in fact, bleed for their believers. Just as Nitocris reasons this Tlaloc is not actually a divine spirit, their fight gets interrupted by another of Mictlan's residents. Camazotz, the bat god, takes Tenochtitlan by surprise, tears her to pieces, and slams her deep into the ground. Wanting Chaldea to focus solely on him, he incapacitates her so they won't find out her true identity. Because of this, Tenochtitlan is only able to re-enter the fray after Camazotz is defeated. She challenges Chaldea a final time at Mictlan's deepest temple, serving as an obstacle between them and Ort's body. This region of Mictlan, Aztlan, is where Tezcatlipoca first summoned her. As such, she receives a defensive boost from the land. To stand a chance in combat, Nitocris tears into her chest and rips out her heart, becoming an altar servant in the process. By confronting her own truth, Nitocris pressures Tenochtitlan to do the same. Finally revealing herself to be the Aztec capital manifest in servant form, Tenochtitlan clashes with Nitocris' altar, only this time, she loses. Incapacitated, she waits for Nitocris to finish her off, but instead is spared by her foe. Nitocris' transformation results in her own death, but before vanishing, she kindly asks Tenochtitlan to reconsider who their true enemy is. Is the resurrection of Ort truly acceptable? Taking this to heart, Tenochtitlan protects Chaldea as the ground crumbles beneath them. Despite her charity, Chaldea is unable to prevent Ort's revival. When Iskali refuses to sacrifice himself to complete the process, Tezcatlipoca merely shoots him dead, and David takes his place. At first, Tenochtitlan planned to be crushed under the rubble of Ort's destruction, but changes her mind after seeing Iskali's lifeless corpse. He was meant to thrive on his hatred of humanity, but instead, he chose to lead the Oseleme as their king. Likewise, Tenochtitlan decides to help protect their home, Mexico City, from Ort's rampage. Seeing the Oseleme take up arms against an insurmountable foe, Tenochtitlan pledges to aid them by activating her noble phantasm, Ometeotl Tenochtitlan, activate the great heart of the city. This manifests her beloved city as a giant, humanoid robot. From its cockpit, Tenochtitlan pilots the machine to grab hold of Ort's spinning body and absorb its destructive cosmic rays. In order to fight back, her city's temple transforms into a lance, which acts as a conduit for launching a beam of hot energy fueled by its many sacrifices. Even when the robot's arms collapse under the pressure, Tenochtitlan expends all her remaining mana to regrow them and hold off Ort's assault. She does so long enough for Ort to change course, leaving a portion of Mexico City unharmed. While this victory is short-lived, she rejoices as the Oseleme cheer. Satisfied, she bids farewell to her people, disappearing without regret. Tenochtitlan's efforts contribute to Ort's eventual demise. Chaldea's master, Ritska Fujimaru, gives thanks by summoning her as a Chaldean servant in service of the human order. To that end, Tenochtitlan becomes obsessed with convincing Ritska to move in with her. That is, she wants to become Ritska's new home, insisting that only someone of her caliber can provide suitable lodging. Albeit silly, this desire of hers is sincere. After a violent and complicated first summoning, Tenochtitlan is ready for another chance, this time following her heart. Thanks for watching. This channel relies on support from viewers like you.
Please help us out by dropping a like and comment. Subscribe for more videos, and be sure to enable notifications. Or hit up our Discord so you never miss out on a new upload.
Most importantly, if you can spare it, please sign up as a channel member, either through YouTube, Patreon, or Subscribestar. You can find links in the description. We've got perks like exclusive content or early access.
Until next time,
Celebrate your fandom. I want to give a special shout out to all my $10 and up supporters. Video Gamer 75, Dante Pendragon, Steven Elak, Otaku Mom, Mystic Samurai 1983, Free Brick, Alexis Yukio Gomez Yamato, Lunar Works, Link Pendrago, Olympian Doll, Observer Bellis, James Hewitt, Uncanny EXP, Crow Calum, Saul Soto, Tristan Riggin, Major, Winter's Edge, Sneer Cachette, Sunbro Torian, Dionysus, Caitlin P, Sogai CH, Sith Lord 906, Vladimir Ovna, The Taz 96, Kengo X 77, and Alistair Bernadotte. Thank you all so much.